Hello everybody, this is toysareruss, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the Legendary Heroes number 47T Architect Daedalus. Now you can pretty much tell that this is a version of Grapple, but because this is made by Newage, this product isn't licensed by Takara or Hasbro, so they're not allowed to refer to him by his name that we know him as a transformer. So I'm going to open this guy up in a minute. We're going to do some comparisons and we're going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes. I want to have a quick look at the packaging though, because the packaging is brilliant. As I say, you can tell straight away that it is Grapple. This is in fact the transparent clear version, so this is a slightly different one. There's some product images there, and unfortunately that was one on the back, but it's got a huge sticker on as well. So I've opened this up quickly already just to make the video flow a little bit quicker. Again, because they're not bound by the same laws, they can still pack everything in plastic. Now he would also come inside a little bag, but again I've just taken that off as well. I'm just going to move these out of the way just for now. He also comes with a big full set of instructions, but I'm going to be uploading a tutorial video because even though the figure is really small, as you're about to see in the instructions, number one, they're not the easiest to follow, and number two, there's about 45 steps, there you go, just to transform him. So it's going to be uploaded separately, again to keep the length of this video down, and indeed to help people out as a tutorial. So the other accessories that come with him, they're all transparent as well. And again, for those of you who don't really know, Newage will, exactly the same as Takara and Hasbro, they will use a mold over and over again, and they will give us an abundance of choice, which is great, of figures that we can get. So with the Grapple mold, you obviously had Inferno, we've had Artfire, there's video reviews of Artfire on this channel. They also managed to make a bulkhead, and we've obviously got translucent versions, and I think we've even got normal versions with different coloured windscreens. Let's have a quick look at the accessories. We've got some closed fists, we've got some open hands, we've got a blaster, and indeed we've got, I think that's a nozzle, and here is the actual truck, which looks lovely, even with the translucent colours, which you can see looks really good. I know that people tend to be a little bit wary of translucent plastic because they break easy, but everything that I've had nowadays, you know, newer figures, had no issues with at all. And that does include Newage, because I've done a couple of figures using the translucent plastic, like their Taken Ultra Magnus, which again was absolutely fine. The articulation for this is brilliant on the crane. It'll go all the way around, it'll lift up and down, and you can see you've got different points where you can move it. You've got a lovely chrome hook at the end. We've got a bit of a translucent window there, and as you can see, the wheels are all on individual pins, and indeed they will go around as well. Now if you're only a G1 collector like I used to be, and this making no sense to you, and you want to get an idea of scale, there is the original. So as I say, these are what's classed or what's known as legend scale figures, and that's pretty much just a little bit bigger than core class, and that gives you an idea right there, I suppose, of just how small he is. I'm going to show you some more comparisons in a second. I'm just going to move the original Grapple out of the way. In fact, let me bring you in a Generation 1 Bumblebee, a Takara World's Smallest Transformer Red Alert. What else have we got here? Here's a standard deluxe. There's a deluxe drag strip, which of course is huge compared to him. Really is, excuse me, a lot bigger. There's a Earthrise Micromaster, which again, it's funny enough, this guy is a bit bigger. Last few things to have a look at with regards to him in this particular mold is just how everything is tucked away so neatly. The other good thing as well is, for people who don't know or perhaps weren't too sure, I'm just going to take off the fists which have closed, and the reason for that is because obviously I'm going to be able to put his accessories in his hands. But the good thing is that you can attach these. Once you've attached these, they will basically they can stay in here even during the transformation process. So these will fit in like so, and as I'm just about to show you, they don't need to be parts formers. Once you've put them in, they can stay on And again, it's up to yourself if you want to change them at any point. So you can pretty much only just make out that they're in there. But for the reason why I'm showing you this is you can attach them and you can transform them. And then if you want to, you can put the rest of these all away. You haven't got to worry about them at all. Other thing to let you know is this does have a couple of die cast parts in it as well. But of course, the majority, which you can see, is plastic. Right, let's come back quickly then and have a look at him in his alternate mode. So there we go, we're back with him in his robot mode. As I said, quick apologies, no transformation process in this video. That's because it's uploaded into a tutorial. With it having as many steps as it does have, it just takes ages. I want to keep the length of the video down, and I've uploaded a tutorial anyway. So these little guys, they are dubbed as mini masterpieces. And again, for those of you who have no experience with these, you're going to see exactly why now. It is to do with the articulation on, and I suppose just how detailed they are. So you can see obviously the head will spin all the way around, which is great. The shoulders will go right out to the side like that. They will go all the way around. You've got a swivel on these as well, just at the top of the shoulder. You've got a bicep flexion. You've obviously got a wrist swivel because we just pop the fists in ourselves. You've got a waist swivel. You've got the legs, which will kick. These are quite stiff. Obviously, it's brand new. All the way out to the side, so full splits if you wanted them to. Let me just see if there is a ab crunch. There might be. There sort of is. Yeah, to be fair, there is. And that is mainly due to transformation purposes, but there is an ab crunch. Oh, I've just knocked that out. You've seen the swivel. There's a hip swivel at the top, there's a knee bend, and there's an ankle tilt and an ankle rock. So you can see you've got all the articulation of a masterpiece figure, but of course not on the masterpiece scale. So what we've got here is his blaster. I'm pretty sure that is a carbon copy of the Generation 1 original. Let's have a quick look. And again, this is now going to really bring home to you just how sort of small these are. It is indeed, it is in fact pretty much, you can see exactly there. Oh, that's going to fall out the back. A carbon copy, just smaller and of course translucent, of the Generation 1 original. Now funnily enough, let's do an exact replica of this. So there we go. We've got his right hand with his blaster in, and if I take this fist out here, now there's no firing mechanisms on these like there was in the original toys, and then I'm going to put the nozzle in there. There you go. There is your straight up comparison of this figure. So obviously a lot smaller, but much more articulate, and I suppose a good thing for people who've got giant collections, much better for space. He's that small. He's the same size as about a Generation 1 hound. That's obviously detritus, which was of course the e-hobby version. If I bring in a Generation 1 Bumblebee, and funnily enough, just because he's here, a Generation 1 Optimus Prime, again, he looks like a mini bot now compared to all the rest of these. That's pretty much how small he is. So for people who collect newer figures, let's have a quick look at some size comparisons with these. So we've got deluxe figures towered above, completely towered above. We've got Voyager class figures, and there's probably no point bringing in, oh, there goes Strong Arm. I'm going to bring her in because she's just gate crashed the video, so we might as well bring her in. There she is. So you get an idea that, you know, not even up to the waist, funnily enough, up to the waist on there. So they're in between core class and indeed deluxe, only in between. But once again, highly detailed, highly articulate, and again, you know, this is reflected in the price. The Newage Legends figures range between 3 to 4 times the cost of a core class figure, but again, you can see why. I love both. I love the core for their simplicity and the fact, of course, they're original figures. I like the Newage stuff because they usually and do pretty much always come with an abundance of accessories, and they're a good little set. Basically, it's a good puzzle, to be honest. For those of you who do collect third-party figures, another Newage one there for you. So there is, he's called David, but that is of course Optimus Prime, and you can see that he scales well with Grapple. Trailbreaker is from Magic Square. Sheen rather, or of course Hologram Mirage is Iron Factory. And then this scales completely differently. There's an Iron, not an Iron Factory, there's a Doctor Wu Ultra Magnus. Right, I think that's pretty much it to say, as I say, about these figures. I hope I've done them a bit of justice because, as I say, they are intricate, they are clever, and they do look good in either mode. You can tell, as I say, that there's a lot of work put into them, and they are quite a bit of fun as well. They remind me, as I say, of things like this, like the world's smallest Takara figures, and if anything, I hope they encourage Takara and Hasbro as well to perhaps have a go at doing something very similar in the future. However, in the meantime, I'm going to wrap this up right now because this has and was your take on a Generation 1 translucent grapple figure made by Newage, and he is known as 40CT. The T stands for translucent, and he is Architect Daedalus, and there's a direct link for this guy on from Shozy in the description if you want to get one for yourself. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.